and scars. I'll brush you off just like the dust upon my shoulder. I have a hunch of who you are. Believe it or not, I got the strength to blow you over. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way. Hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, I'm trying to get in my way.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ESPN. We are here with the iRacing E-Series on this day. And before we start with the usual proceedings of the broadcast, we do have a bit of a video package to remember the lives lost 19 years ago today in the terrible attacks in New York on 9/11. So we'll have this video package, and then we'll get to the normal broadcast procedure. Just before that, though, between the video and the normal broadcast, we will have a moment's silence. So enjoy the video. We'll be back in a minute.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed.
And that was a very heartfelt video paying tribute to the lives lost in September the 11th, 2001. Before we go to the rest of qualifying and the race itself, but let's just observe just a moment's silence there for everybody out on track and everybody in the booth. Anyway, let's get on with the show as we normally do. Welcome to the broadcast here for iRacing E-Series. We are here at the old Daytona here with the iRacing E-Series here on ESPN. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett in the booth with you right now for this race. And Frank Marchese, sorry. My brain's not really with it today. Frank, very special race, paying tribute to the lives lost 19 years ago.
Yeah, I was 8 years old when that happened, living on Long Island. It's about 45 minutes away from Manhattan, so it's one of those days where I don't think anyone's head is working properly, at least in this area. It's it's a meaningful day, and I mean it means a lot to me, at least being a New Yorker, that we played that video and the moment of silence and everything. But it's a day that, unless you live on Long Island in the Hudson River Valley area and the northwestern part of New Jersey, right near Manhattan, it's a day that no one will really ever truly understand, unless you're living in that area. But again, as we do, we got to get back to normal here, as qualifying is just about done here for tonight's race.
Absolutely, and with that, let's go to the grid for tonight's race. I'm not going to be playing any music for tonight during the broadcast. Obviously, this is a very a day of remembrance, so got to be respectful of that. But we are in the Florida Peninsula. We are here at Daytona Beach, and let's go
look who put it on pole.
Yeah, let's go through that grid while we're here. Anyway, as starting off the pole will be Scott Warren. He'll be joined on the front row by Brody Smith. Row 2 will be... Sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt this. I know we don't normally interrupt during this, but if we could just take a look at Scott Warren's car that's sitting on pole here tonight.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it in a minute.
That's about as great as you get.
Yeah. Row 2 will be Jared Darling and Chris Worrell. Row 3 will be Jason Papp starting high up the field here tonight. Cody Smith will be joining in on that row. Row 4 will be Aaron Tribble and Zach Bowman, and row 5 will be GT Park and Ryan Worley. Row 6 will be Marcus Adams and Greg McConey. Row 7 will be Dan Heisey and Will Klein, and row 8 will be Daniel Falkingham and Carl Smalley. Take us through the rest of the grid.
Actually, row 8 is going to be Daniel Falkingham and Spencer Owen. Smalley is going to be starting at the back.
Okay.
Here tonight, so he'll be starting in 35th. Row 9 will be Tyrrell Baker and James Lowe. Row 10 will be Connor Trafari and Michael Anthony. Joe Francis and James Cato make up row 11. Row 12 will be Brad Bothwell and Brandon Wilson. Row 13 will be Zishan Duera and Mark Mann. Row
14.
14, yep, I know how to count. Row 14 will be Jesse Cottrell and Gavin Hibbs. Row 15, Elijah Innes and Nicholas Wing. Row 16 will be Gene Cato and Jason Kinzer. And the last full row on the grid tonight will be Shane Paul and John LeBombard.
As that is your field for tonight's race. Let's go and take a look then at the man starting on the pole here. That will be, when I can find him, Scott Warren. Up on the pole for this one as we try and get rid of the grid. What is going on here? Scott Warren, where are you? He didn't grid up, I don't think, did he?
On the 7, no, he's out there.
As we take a look at Scott Warren's car, got the Never Forget the 911-01 on the car. Very, very good car. We've got the 00 out there. Ryan Worley running a very similar car as well. All paying tribute to 911. We do have quite a few tribute schemes out there tonight, so we will pay attention to them. But right now, let's get ready to start this race here at Daytona. And Scott Warren is going to bring them to the green here at Daytona. Frank, why don't you get us going here at the Classic Daytona?
All right, as the cars make their way through turns 3 and 4, you mentioned there's a lot of tribute paint schemes out there tonight. There's also a lot of throwback schemes tonight. I'm seeing Jimmy Johnson throwbacks. I'm seeing that number 7 there in the third row. That's an old Robbie Gordon throwback scheme. There's a couple of Ryan Newman's throwbacks splashed around through the field. So there's a lot of stuff going on here tonight. But as we hit the short chute, that could only mean one thing. As we are getting close, there it is. Safety truck pulls off, green flag is out, and we are racing here at Daytona.
As we go flying off in towards turn 1, now we are racing here for this first round since the week's break here, and for this special race commemorating the lives lost at New York 19 years ago. But it's going to be Brody Smith taking early. We've got a couple of cars dropping back early on as well, and with how bumpy this track is, Frank, what are these guys going to do to contend with this? Because those bumps are really going to be playing havoc with a lot of drivers out there tonight.
Yeah, I've been watching these cars a lot during practice, and these things were moving around a lot. And, I mean, you thought we've done a couple of 87, the NASCAR 87 cars around here, and you saw how much they move. These things are moving just as much and going a little bit quicker. Now, they do have handling on their side, but these bumps are really affecting these cars. They're going to be shuffling around a lot, especially going through turn 4.
Yeah, as you see them coming out of turn 2 now on lap 2 of 75 here. Relatively short race again for a race at Daytona, but this is all about sprint racing here, and it's a fast-paced event. We see crazy finishes every weekend already. We've got the winner from the last race we held here in iRacing E-Series. Chris Worrell already moving his way to the outside there of Brody Smith, and Smith getting out of shape there on the bumps there.
Yeah, and I was watching Chris Worrell during practice, and he was practicing probably a race-winning move, trying to do a lap in reverse, and he got about a lap and a half in before his engine finally blew up. So Worrell practicing for every eventuality.
Yeah, we've got an upgraded sound package on here since the update on iRacing, which happened this past Wednesday, so the cars are sounding a bit more beefy round here now, so this is always good to hear. Apparently they've updated the grass, which I can't really see because it looks like they've really cut the grass short around here today.
Yeah, it also might be the fact that it's a legacy track. You're not really paying as much attention to it as you would the actual Daytona track, but you can see as these guys come off of turn 4 just how bumpy turn 4 is and just how much these guys are moving around on those bumps. It's going to make drafting and lining up really difficult.
Yeah, it's Chris Worrell still out in front. You've got Scott Warren on the outside there, as well as the 14 of Jared Darling up there, bumping and bouncing around on those bumps. Really going to affect the handling around here. We've got one dropping to the apron. That's the 00 of Ryan Worley, but he stays up there for the time being. He's got the 12 of Greg McConey on his outside, and look at McConey's car with the stars and stripes on it.
Yeah, that is a beautiful job for number 12, and I think there's a bit of a chrome tint under that car as well, as boy, he just chopped off the 8 of Michael Anthony, who had a great run. McConey came down to the inside, cut him off, and there's Worley getting stuck in the middle.
Yeah, 3 wide for third there, sorry, as Chris Worrell getting shuffled out here, as now here comes Scott Warren on the outside as they come out of turn 2. People just finding their rhythm right now, and it's very difficult around here, but they've got to try and calm things down a little bit. As you're seeing Jason Papp there on the inside of, I believe that is the 86 of Aaron Tribble, as Cody Smith going for a ride.
What a save! This is going to be dangerous here. He's got a room now. But boy, oh boy, Cody Smith, and that's the problem with all the bumps around turn 4 is you're so used to getting a run and bump drafting the car in front of you, coming out of the corner to get the best run you can down the straight. That's why you cannot do that here is that exact reason.
Got an update on Kyle Smalley, who started from the back of the field here tonight. He is actually not on track. He called it quits.
That's interesting. I know Tyrrell Baker just received a throughput. I haven't seen where he's disconnected. So unless he's just
either
not here,
either that it's ATVO playing me up again. I don't know.
No, I'm locked on his car right now, and it's just showing me a scenic view of the track. So no, he's not here. In some capacity.
Yep. Jared Darling now leading the inside line as they come out of turn 2. Down to big drag race towards turn 3. But Brody Smith, they're getting a push from Scott Warren there. Moving his way to the lead. Looks like he was trying to bring Warren with him. Unfortunately, that hasn't worked because here comes Darling and here comes Worrell. Jason Papp in that mix as well. Looks like Marcus Adams. No, it's not Marcus Adams. That is the 156 of Brad Bothwell. And last time we were with this guy Bothwell having a terrible race last time out, but having a much better one this time round.
Yeah, but it could all change in the blink of an eye, as we've seen. But yeah, just a great run here going so far for Bothwell. Still a long way to go.
Yeah. As we're on lap 8 now of 75 here at Daytona. A lot of things can go wrong here. The bumps not just being one of them. It's still a narrow track as well. If those bumps catch you out, they will put you up either into the wall or down into the infield, depending on what side of the track you want. It might take quite a few drivers with you. And with this being such a stacked field, it could cause the big one here.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room for error here, especially with guys that are as good at doing this as these guys are. Best bet is to follow the guys that you know are going to be good. You know that 6 is going to be up there. Won the last race, the one before the week off. And this number 22 of Brody Smith is always up at the front. As Scott Warren dives to the inside, he's looking to take the lead for the first time since he set this field off.
Yeah, a bit of an arrow push there for Brody Smith, though, as he...
oh, there's a 68!
Oh, no, and there's a Jason Papp going for a ride for the air. Oh, my goodness me. And that was the 86 that went around. The 86 of Aaron Tribble started that one. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. But Jason Papp flying through the air there. And
Papp is
that's
he's a complete victim of circumstance.
And that just gave me shocking memories of yeah.
Petty, maybe?
No, when LaJoy hit
Oh, okay, yep.
that crash at the Daytona 500.
Yep.
Ryan Newman getting collected by Corey LaJoy, just get flung up in the air. As we're on board with Jason Papp now, you're going to see, there he goes around, and into the air he goes. I'm very surprised. Sorry.
And when you're a victim of circumstance like that, there's absolutely no time to react, as that's just a case of Bothwell hooking the 86 and then just causing a calamity. And unfortunately for guys like Papp and the 86 of Aaron Tribble, there's no well, Tribble doesn't look to have gotten it too bad, but for Papp, definitely no safety, no fast repairs.
McConey looks like he might have caught a piece of it as well, as he's going very slowly round turn 4.
So the 24 of Shane Paul in there as well. Papp actually ended up riding somebody's roof for a split second. Yeah.
As Shane Paul driving the very nice looking Menards Chevrolet.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Menards is usually on a Ford.
Yes, he is with Ryan Blaney now.
I thought that was De Benedetto that ran the Menards. Oh, I could be wrong.
Might be.
I have no idea. I don't watch it. I'm going to make a very, very bad. I'm probably not going to be popular for saying this, but I don't watch as much NASCAR as I should. So unfortunately, I don't really know.
And that's perfectly fine. Because I honestly don't watch as much as I used to.
As we're on board with the fan cam right now, let's go back to the pit road as we've still got quite a few cars in pit road right now. There goes Greg McConey back out of pit road. And maybe McConey wasn't caught up in that one. He was going very slowly through turns 3 and 4 though.
Might have been trying to let guys pass so he didn't pit out of line and give himself a black flag. That could have been the case as well for McConey.
So McConey down in P24, I apologise. Scott Warren, the only driver opting to stay out here, and is 12 laps on his tyres. Now, if this was the modern day version of Daytona, I would say, yeah, that's fine. Going to be hoping for a quick caution here, but with the bumps being as, like, really punishing those tyres, is he really going to be able to stay out ahead of those guys?
I don't see it as being too much of a problem because these cars are so aerodynamic, so much more aerodynamic. Remember, these cars did not run on this unpaved, bumpy version of Daytona in real life, and these things are very, very grippy, full of downforce, so I would not be surprised. The thing I would be concerned most about with him is fuel, and the fact that these guys are only allowed to fill the car up to 75% capacity. That's what I would be more concerned about, because at 75% capacity, he's around half his fuel life right now.
Yeah, as for the first time tonight, we're going to get a big shout out to the sponsors of the league. That was Plan B Sales, the main sponsor there. You've got Midwest Motor Customs, you've got AC Paints, Butt Kicker, and we also have iRacing, iFlag. Good to have those guys on board for the league, showing their support for the guys out on track. But we are ready to go racing once again. The pace car about to take the left turn on to pit road, and it's going to be Scott Warren bringing us back to green here on older tyres compared to Brody Smith and everybody else behind him. So gonna watch out and see if Warren can hold on in the lead there as the pace car is off. We are racing once again. Look at the restart by Brody Smith there, really getting the nose out in front as they go firing off towards turn 1 here, Frank.
Yeah, and these guys, when the pace car ducks off, the green flag comes out essentially right then and there. It's not one of these, it's not like Talladega where you have to wait. It's pace cars off, go, and maybe that caught Warren napping a little bit.
Yeah, and Brody Smith getting shuffled back there by Chris Worrell, who's looking for his second race win in a row here tonight. Let's not forget that, as he's got a lot of speed with Brody Smith right behind him. He will take over the lead here as Scott Warren on those older tyres, not able to keep up with these guys, and that was the worry before we went back to green here, Frank, that this might be the case for the man in the number 17.
Yeah, he's also had no drafting help there either in the 22 of Brody Smith going right for the lead, leads the lap, but that now leaves Worrell with his teammate James Lowe on the outside lane. That inside lane has more cars right now, and it's looking a little bit more formed up, as I think that was the 9 there, sliding up just a little bit on the inside.
Now, turn 2 they come. And I really should have worked on my cameras before the start of this one, because I've never run the... I've never run a camera pack around here, so I don't know what it's like out there. There goes Chris Worrell to the point now as he's been pushed by the 99 of James Lowe, who's now up there. Lowe getting a podium last time out, so no surprise that he's up there. Almost a 3 wide there coming through the tri-oval. Brody Smith is desperate to stay up the front here tonight.
Yeah, I would be as well. I wouldn't want to be around these guys who are moving and shaking around all over the place like we've seen, and turn 4 is only going to get worse and worse as this race goes on, as these guys start to get a little bit more desperate as lap 75 approaches.
out of turn 2 again, and we got one on the apron there. I can't really see who that is. Believe it might be Spencer Owens, but wow, a lot of movement as James Lowe goes to the point right now, and he's going to lead a lap if they can't keep up with him there. Worrell trying to stay with him. Here comes Warren to the outside, though, being pushed by the 9 of Zach Bowman, who's found his way up there now, with the 31 of Marcus Adams up there as well, a former race winner around here.
Yeah, those guys have been moving up, Bowerman and Adams. And we've seen Adams sit on the pole here several times, so he's managed to work his way up from the back in that old Ryan Newman U.S. Army looking scheme there.
Yeah.
Another car falling to the back.
Yeah. And that looks like Jared Darling. No, it's not Jared Darling. There's another orange car back there. Getting a bit out of shape as they come through 3 and 4 once again. We're on lap 16 of 75, about to switch over to lap 17 as they... It always looks like they're about to spin when they're coming out of turn 4 going over those bumps. It's very disconcerting.
Unnerving.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not good. These guys are feeling it, and you can tell they're nervous inside the car. We're not seeing... Now, Daytona's a lot more narrow than Talladega is, but still, even then, these guys still are not necessarily pushing it. But also, look who I just spotted up here in the top. 6th car on the outside lane, John LeBombard, who started stone dead last on the field. He's now fighting up here for the lead.
Yeah, and another usual man that makes his way up to the top 10 later, at some point in the race. Daniel Falkingham there in the 0-3, making his way as Pepper's going in the top 10, as well as GT Park. Another driver that's been on the podium here before. But whether they can make their way to the front, well, they probably will at some point here tonight, because they usually do. And here comes Scott Warren, big dive to the inside there of Chris Worrell. As they come down the backstretch now, going to be interested to see who's going to come out on top in this one, because obviously we've had different winners every week so far this season, Frank. We don't know who's going to win this thing from week to week.
You know, it's hard to win one of these super speedway races once, let alone twice in a row. So you need to, it's not just having the skill to being up at the front, it's being able to time it and have that little pinch of luck on your side to help win this thing, as Zach Bowerman goes for the lead on the outside.
And Zach Bowerman is credited with the lead as they cross the line, as another one on the apron there. Didn't quite see who that was. I believe that might have been Jason Part coming back out of pit road after a long, lengthy pit stop. There goes Bowman, though. He's had enough of staying at the front now. He just wanted that lap led for bonus point.
I think he got shoved out of the way by Worrell, took a bad bump out of 2 and sent him a little sideways, which, again, we're going to see that a lot tonight because these guys are used to running on a smoother Daytona surface.
John LeBombard back in the top 10 again. He's in P9 now, running that Christopher Bell inspired paint scheme, the Procore 95. And I mean, if it's got the 95, then why not run the Christopher Bell scheme, right?
Yeah, exactly. Go for it.
I mean, it was Matt Benedetto last year, but you know.
Well, you know, we don't need to. Those are semantics, little tiny details. Those don't matter.
I think it was Casey Kane the year before that. I can't remember.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. I miss Casey Kane. He was a good driver.
Yeah, he was. Wow, that 22 of Brody Smith made it close up there.
Yeah, look who's at the front. Warren. I didn't predict he was going to get up there, and it's Daniel Falkingham battling for the lead now.
Yeah, and those are 2 Ryan Newman throwbacks leading the inside lane. I did like that Tornadoes car. I was never a fan of Tornadoes, but that car is really nice.
I think the only people that are fans of Tornadoes are tornado hunters, and they usually end up in tears.
No, that's...
I know I was being sarcastic.
I was gonna say, I was gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because you are in Ireland, so you probably didn't know. But yeah. that was good.
Yeah, Brody Smith getting shuffled back to P6 or P5 right now, as Scott Warren now finds himself back in the lead with Jared Darling giving him a nice push there through the tri-oval. And Warren will get credited with the lap led. Remember, he's on older tyres than everybody else, so if this does go to green flag pit stops, he will be the first one to bring it down as Jared Darling gets pushed up towards the wall.
Yeah, and that's Warren was kind of indecisive on which lane he wanted to take going into turn 1. But Darling is going to be in a lot of trouble here very soon because, again, only allowed to fill the fuel tank to 75% capacity, so he's going to be getting close on fuel. He's going to need fuel a lot sooner than he's going to need tires.
Yeah, Scott Warren going to have to very much make a plan here to see...
Oh, there goes the 39 in the wall!
That is Falkingham in the wall. Thankfully, he keeps it going, and he's going to trap Jared Darling, though. Chris Morrell getting caught on the apron there as well.
And that's a case of the Prumps funneling the cars to the outside lane. They were running really close. And unfortunately, Falkingham was just running a little too close to 17. Ended up body slamming him into the wall.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt Falkingham big time because that right side damage is going to make him fall to the back. He's not going to have the pace as much as everybody else is, as we're still focused on morale. But James Lowe now back to the point now with Brodie Smith to his outside. Scott Warren is still right there. The 501 of Brandon Wilson, we've not mentioned him tonight yet so far, and he's up there in P4 now.
Yeah, now look at who else is on the outside. Third car on the outside, you were talking about him before, Greg McConey. He's got some back end damage. But other than that, that number 12 is flying right now.
Up into P18 now is Greg McConey on the inside of the 48 there of Clement Jafari.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah.
Well, then who's in that identical 12 up at the front then?
I don't know.
There's two cars running that 12. There's the one behind Chris Worrell, and then there's Greg McConey. The one behind. No, the one behind Worrell in front of Park is Spencer Owens. That's who's in that number 12.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And they look very identical to the one that McConey's got.
So Spencer Owens is a lap down, so he was not really a factor.
I was going to say, so Spencer Owens getting up into the field now.
Yeah. So Brodie Smith back to the point here. They are coming up on lap traffic. That is Jason Papp. They're coming around again. Papp just having so much bad luck these past few weeks and just needs to have it. It just needs to turn things around here. We've got Talladega next week in the Cup cars, so maybe that'll be a change in fortunes for him. But right now, just not the happiest man there in the number 1.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. At least he's got a front bumper on the car now. He had absolutely nothing coming into the lane. But yeah, and Papp, ooh, wow, a big slide from GT Park from the outside lane goes to the inside. But Papp has really run into a string of bad luck, and tonight he was just a victim of circumstance.
Yeah, as we go to GT Park, he's got Jared Darling and Daniel Falkingham to his outside. As Brodie Smith having a few problems.
It looked like the 501 was off of him, so that might have been him sliding coming out of turn 4 that put him there, and he's going to fall to the back of the line now.
They're going to rejoin right next to the 40 of Gavin Hibbs. Hibbs won 3 weeks ago. And Hibbs running the Stars and Stripes as well. And it's very touching to see so many drivers running such great tributes to the tragedy that happened 19 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ryan Worley is the next car that is the car running alone that these guys are going to be catching up to. Worley has right rear damage from that first incident of the night that brought out the first caution. They'll catch him this lap.
Yeah. And he is a teammate to Scott Warren, and Warren is still on the lead lap. Looks like Worley is about to go a lap down here. And to come through 1 and 2, and Worley needs to stay out of the way.
It's not necessarily Worley. It's just this track and the way how bumpy it is. It's going 3 wide is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Worley did everything right there. He stayed to the outside line, gave the leaders plenty of room to pass him. Just with the nature of the track and the character of the track, it makes that a very difficult proposition.
Looks like Daniel Falkenham has got his mojo back. He's back up there in P6 now. Was being pushed by Jared Donnelly for the most part.
There's
We've got one around there, and I couldn't quite see who that was.
It's Owens, and I think LeBombard caught it as well. Caution is out. Yep, LeBombard caught it.
Oh, Brody Smith involved. Looks like LeBombard. The 9 of Zach Bowerman.
Gibbs was involved.
Yeah. Let's take a look from the dynamic cam here. Exactly what happened. It looks like
starts
he might.
with Spencer Owens.
Yeah, Owens just. I'll take a look here. And oh, it was just a little touch from Chris Worrell that started that one.
Yep.
And Bothwell involved as well. Yeah, it was just the tiniest touch from Chris Worrell that put him into that spin. And that's all it takes around here. On these bumps, just a little slide up and into the side of Spencer Owens is what caused that. And unfortunately, it just caused that whole melee right there.
Yeah, and in these cars and on this track with as much character as it has, yeah, that's really all it takes. As pit lane is not going to be open here, as the pace truck just getting out onto the track now on the back straightaway, and once the leader catches up, which he will be momentarily, that's when pit lane will open.
Yep, and that's going to hand the lead of the race over to Brandon Wilson after all that. The Wilson credited as your leader. And this will be a good opportunity for Scott Warren to bring it down pit road and get some fresh tyres and be on the same strategy as everybody else now.
Yeah, this was perfect for Scott Warren. He needed a caution to come out right now because he was a couple laps away from needing fuel in that car. So now he's going to get on that same fuel strategy as everyone else around him. You're 100% right.
Yeah. As I just need to fix a couple of things, so while we're on the caution, I'm just going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. I'm just going to send it to the live soon screen. Just bear with us a couple of minutes. Just got to fix a couple of things on my screen.
You seem to know something I don't. What's going on? Can you tell me what it is, please? I'm not that slow like you think. Strange vibrations in the room and I can feel it. I'm a hurricane, I'm bringing thunder and rain. I'm a hurricane if you get in my way. I'm a hurricane, always on top of my game. I'm a hurricane, don't try to get in my way. Oh, you rolling punches, I'm catching scars. I'll brush you up just like the dust upon my shoulder. I have a hunch of who you are. Believe it or not, I got the strength to blow you over.
Back live here at Daytona. We just got those few little things fixed, so we are back with normal broadcasting conditions once again. Brad Bothwell putting his car on the hauler. I believe he's the next one to put it down.
156.
Yeah. Not a good night for the man in the 156. He had a tough time last time around. Just got caught up in the mess between the 86, well, not the 86, between Spencer Owens and everything else that happened there, it was just unfortunate there for Brad Bothwell. But the man that's paid that's celebrated the most out of all this is this man in the 17. Managed to get that caution that he wanted, and now finds himself on the same strategy as everybody else here, Frank.
Yeah, and we were talking during the break. You could tell, I don't know what has gotten into Scott Warren tonight. We've seen him race several times, and he has not been nearly as aggressive tonight as he usually is. So he wants this win tonight.
Yeah, as I'm just making a couple of changes here, because that sound is annoying me.
As
it's
the car
the X audio. It's the X audio sound that's getting on my nerves. It's making things sound way too OP.
It's all right. Just focus on what you got to do.
Oh, I am. Trust me.
As the cars make their way into turn 3 on the back straightaway. Now, there's a chance here that this green flag might be delayed, since there are a lot of cars at the back of this line that have yet to form up. So there's a chance we might see a delay here. I think we would have gotten it by now if we were going to get it.
I just realised why my graphics were suffering. It's because I had my browser open the whole time. Yay!
Hey, there you go. So we are going to start this race on time. There's the 6 of Worrell. He's going to lead them down, and we're back to green flag racing at Daytona. Worrell on the inside, and that is Warren on the outside with no help from GT Park.
Absolutely none, as they go flying off towards turn 1. Right behind Chris Worrell is Brandon Wilson. Great restart from him, although Wilson did start from the front, so it wasn't really a good one. Greg McConey up in P4. Good restart for him. He's on the inside. Oh, Scott Warren. Warren has absolutely no help up there, as he finally gets some in the shape of, I believe that's a 76 there, of GT Park. So Park did help him in the end there.
Are we sure that's McConey, or is...
No, it's definitely McConey.
Okay.
Aaron Trimble recovering back to P6. Good recovery from him. He got spun out of the first caution.
Yeah, and also from the lead, you were talking before, Cody Smith and that number 7 Harris yellow and purple machine. Boy, you could pick that thing out of a lineup, couldn't you?
A little bit.
After getting spun out of the lead, well, knocked out of the lead, rather, coming out of 4 earlier on in the race. He's right back up here, 4th car on the inside lane.
Absolutely, as they're making their way through turn 2, as we are racing once again. Obviously, there's one on the apron there. That is a purple car. I can't quite see who that is, so forgive me. I believe that might be Mark Mann. I could be wrong.
Falling back.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. I believe, no, that's Jason Kinzer.
And the 91.
There, the 91.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been falling back at the beginning of every restart. So now he's kind of found a place in line. That's Joe Francis behind him and Connor Trafari in front. So he's found a little pocket that he can settle into right now.
So we're focusing back on the leaders here, as Chris Worrell and Scott Warren are battling out for the lead as they come out of turn 2. We're on lap 35 of 75 here, almost at halfway. So I'm pretty sure these drivers will be happy to hear that one. Well, some of them anyway. Very competitive racing, as we get this every week, Frank. I'm not really surprised at this point.
No, I'm not either. It's that anticipation. You know it's going to be a wild and crazy finish, and I really as the laps turn down, I know we're getting closer to it, so I'm getting excited for it.
Don't make me do my Steve Martin impression again. I swear to God.
No, please don't.
We're two wild and crazy guys.
And he does it anyway. There it is.
Anyway.
There's the Sam we know and love.
Chris Worrell is your leader still, as he's still being pushed by Brandon Wilson. And we've got a couple of connection problems for one of the drivers there. We've got the 14 of Jared Darling there, just battling out with the 84 of Will Klein. Klein just going inside and outside in that 84. Don't know why he's got the 48 loads machine. That's naughty of you, Mr. Klein, to be running a custom number when we don't even... He's
I think
actually
there's
the
a
84.
couple of guys. I think there's a couple of guys that are guilty of that tonight. So
naughty.
Brody Smith, he was involved in that last accident. He's getting right up in here on the inside lane.
Brody Smith didn't really get much damage from that. He just got spun out, so he was one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, just crinkled that right front corner just a little bit. He's that second car, the second to last car up in this front group, that Ritz machine on the inside lane. So you know he's quick, as down goes the 14 all the way to the apron and spins.
No, saves it.
Wow.
No, there he goes again.
Still saving it.
Save it, Jared.
There he goes. He's got it now. What caused that?
I have no idea. There goes the 3 of James Cater to his outside, followed by Gavin. Gene Cato. I apologise, Gene.
It looked like he just was going to go to the inside and just took it down too far.
It looked like he got caught up by a big bump that was in the middle of that corner, and they just shot him down to the apron. But there is a pretty nasty bump through there.
Yeah, no, I'm watching his chase right now, and it just looked like he was in full control of the car the whole time. And boy, that's a mistake to make, isn't it?
Isn't it? Anyway, Chris Worrell in the balls number 6, as the usual crowd in the live chat usually say, balls out. Yeah, we're just going to leave that there. Anyway, Scott Warren still fighting on the outside line with GT Park still pushing him. And right behind them is Aaron Tribble. Daniel Falkenham is still up there despite hitting the wall in that last run. Not doing too badly for himself in that 39, in the number 03, even though he's riding the 39.
Yeah, as I said, there's a couple guys that are guilty of this tonight.
Yeah.
But Warren still fight. Oh, there goes the 501. Wow, another save.
Very lucky, as there goes Aaron Tribble getting caught on the outside lane there. He's going to fall backwards now into the pack now, and there goes James Lowe to his inside, so Tribble can fall back in behind the 99 and carry on his racing. But that looked like a pretty scary moment there for A86. He's already been in trouble tonight here, Frank.
Yeah, no, that's why turn 4 here was always called Calamity Corner. There is a very big bump in the worst possible place in turn 4, and like as we've been seeing it all night, these cars have been moving around, bouncing around on that bump, and it throws you to the outside lane, which is why you're seeing guys very hesitant to push, and why you're seeing guys very hesitant to go 3 wide, especially in the second half of this track.
I told you there was a bump there.
Right, but Darling was in the middle of 3 and 4.
There's bumps
close enough.
Yeah,
he's close enough.
Problems for, I believe that is Gavin here. It's down the apron there. He was caught up in that last wreck there. Just being caught, just coming out of pit road there after a lengthy repair. He only goes a lap down though, so he's probably just pit farming that thing there, Frank. But a lot of cars being caught up in unnecessary accidents here tonight, and I'm guessing that's not a driver error. That is just purely down to how the track is. Yeah, no, they were. I'm sure the real NASCAR drivers were very happy when this thing got repaved. But boy, we got some feistiness going off of the lead. There's the 501 on the inside, 17 in the middle, the 6 on the outside. I genuinely couldn't tell who led that lap. Might have been the 6. Of 3 wide. This could end badly. We don't know. Worrell very up high against the wall. Doing very well to keep it off the wall and just gets it back in line there. I mean, he nearly had a very big face-to-face meeting with that safer barrier there. Yeah, no, that's great driving from Worrell, and somehow Warren stays in the lead of this thing, as now here comes Falkingham to the inside. He's going to look to try to take it from Warren, who has been, he is, words, they're escaping me. he has been determined to stay to the outside line. I think that's the one I was looking for. Determination. Yes. Boy, Worrell shoved him way out there, and now Worrell will go to the inside for determination, perseverance, pressure. I'm sure I was looking for one of those words, yes. Yeah. As we're getting a bit of a breakaway here in the pack now. We've got a big pack at the front, obviously, as they're going to try and go 3 wide again for the lead. But Scott Warren
GT
says
Park
no.
in the middle.
Yeah. 3 wide for third instead.
That's close enough.
Yeah. As they come.
Park's getting squeezed in that middle. Finally lets it go.
Yeah, finally, but now there's a straight fight between the two guys that have led the most laps here tonight, Scott Warren and Chris Worrell. Warren on the outside, Worrell on the inside, and Worrell going to lose the lead here, it looks like, as Warren has a better push from James Lowe as they come out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Someone's killed that poor blue cone. I feel sorry for it. Anyway.
You know.
Got the...
Yep. Go ahead.
We've got that's GT Park just going down right in front of Worrell there. That could have ended in tears.
Yeah, Falkingham and Darling got close just behind Worrell in the 6th, so that was a little tense as well, as James Lowe will lead the lap.
Yeah, James Lowe, your newest leader in the pack right now, as GT Park fancies leading the lap, and Greg McConey, what about him? Had so much bad luck so far this season. Looks like he's had the better run of things here tonight. Can he cross over Warren? No, he's going to stay with the 17. Jared Darling coming forward. Really forcing the issue right there.
Yeah, Darling took his shot, and he's got Falkingham right behind him going with him. Would not be... Oh, wow, Darling flirting with that inside line yet again as Worrell gets out of shape in the 6 behind Park. But we've seen it now. Don't worry, this is going to string closer together. But the top 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are willing to go side by side and duke it out. Everyone else just kind of keeping their own space, minding their P's and Q's within touching distance of the lead. Not really fighting, just trying to survive.
Big moment there for Jason Kinzer coming out of turn 4. Really got pushed, really got loose coming out of turn 4, and we're just looking at him now, trying to save it, going through the tri-oval. Big recovery. Well, big save there for Jason Kinzer coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, my goodness, what was the 31 of Marcus Adams doing down the back straightaway? Went from the outside all the way to the apron, and then back to the outside before turn 3.
I mean, we've seen him do that so many times this season. That's how he got the win. I think it was in round 2 of the season.
He wasn't even blocking. He was on his own. he's in that U.S. Army number 31 there.
I mean, you've got to practice by yourself sometimes just to stay well in the know.
Okay, fair enough.
Everybody has to practice by themselves at some point. Anyway, here comes Greg McConey now, and finally decided to make that move to the inside of Scott Warren now. And McConey gets the push from Jared Darling now as they come through towards the tri-oval, and very good to see McConey back up there, finally fighting for a decent spot in this race.
It is, but my biggest concern right now is the guy behind him and Darling, because he is flirting with that yellow line. And we've seen a couple of times tonight, and once with Darling, what that yellow line could do is the 151 goes out of line and goes for the lead.
Yeah, that's the 501, actually.
501, that's called dyslexia. Look
lead.
at Worrell.
Yeah. 3-1 for the lead as Chris Worrell wants to get that lead back, but it looks like Wilson's not going to give it up that easily. And looks like Wilson has got more help on the inside line than Worrell does on the outside line. Well, given the fact that Scott Warren doesn't want to help the 99, it looks like.
Then he might just be trying to regain his composure from being on that inside. But Warren, look at Darling now. Jumps up to the outside in front of Falkingham. Make that 5-on-2 to the outside. Warren trying to make his own lane. Boy, oh boy, he wants to win this race.
And Jared Darling just does not know where to go. He's going to try and force it through the middle here.
Something's going to happen here.
Yeah, something big's going to happen here. They are getting very feisty as we're coming to lap 50 in this race. We've got 26 laps to go at the line. And Worrell at the moment has the lead.
Warren Wilson got really close to the middle of 3 and 4. And there goes James Lowe to the lead on his teammate. They're 3 wide for the lead again.
Yeah, they're not backing down here, are they, tonight?
Oh, they're not. Top 6 are it at least. 7. Everyone else is keeping their distance.
Through turns 1 and 2, James Lowe got the inside line now on Chris Worrell as they come down the backstretch right now. Jared Darling pushing Worrell. We've got Brandon Wilson pushing Lowe. Falkingham, McConey and Warren make up.
Darling made a heck of a move.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was unbelievable. On a 14. And he will make a push for the lead now as they come out of turn 4. And they will have some company coming up right ahead of them there, Frank. They've got some lap traffic to contend with.
Yeah, that Lowe got bad loose coming out of turn 4. Kind of stalled the run on the inside out a little bit, as the outside middle lane seems to be the way to go. There's not as many bumps in the middle of the racetrack. And that inside line, you're fighting the bumps, and you're also fighting the cars sliding up and trying to stay out of the inside lane. Outside lane, rather.
Yeah, as Worrell still somehow able to hold on. Now being pushed by Falkingham. Jared Darling now has the lead on the inside line. Is Worrell going to try and fend him off? The answer is no. It's almost like they're too afraid to really push their way down there. Some have been okay doing it, but some drivers just seem a bit worried about going down all of a sudden, suddenly jinking down to the bottom line to defend from the other driver, because those bumps really will throw your car off.
I would be too, as there goes Falkingham trying to get in front of Darling, and we've seen that a lot this past run here. That the 03-39 of Falkingham and the 14 of Darling have been trying to work with each other as much as they can, especially this run. And boy, oh boy, the Indy leave is on in the back with Marcus Adams.
No, it's Adams and Cody Smith having doing a bit of a snake there down the backstretch. That was a bit unusual. They've got, I believe that is Michael Anthony right behind them.
I think so, and Darling clips the apron again up here at the front. So Darling and that apron becoming close friends here tonight.
Yeah, if he keeps making moves like that, they won't be friends for long as they come out of turn 2, and they're coming up on, I believe that's Nicholas, no, it's not Nicholas Wing. That's
68, I think.
That's Elijah Innes.
Yeah.
And Elijah Innes has had a tough couple of weeks as well.
And he does something we haven't seen anyone else do going into turn 3, and that's stay on the track. When these guys are getting lapped, they tend to go to the apron, and Innes decides, you know what, I'm staying on the surface here, and that's going to keep him up in this lead draft here. He doesn't have damage on his car, so he can keep pace with these guys.
Yeah, I believe he's just made a green flag pit stop, so no problems there for Innes. Although with that green flag, actually didn't make a pit stop. He's not been in pit road yet, so maybe just running a bit slow there. But out of turn 2, we've got to be. Speaking of that, we've got to be thinking about green flag pit stops very soon. With 22 laps to go, they cannot make it from here.
I think they might be able to, because remember, the 17 of Warren was able to make it about 30 laps on one tank of fuel, so I think they are good to go from here. As I think I saw somebody, that might have been Brody Smith, dive on for the pits. It was Brody Smith.
Yeah, Brody Smith, Elijah Innes. It wasn't Elijah Innes, who was that?
That's Connor Trafari in the 48.
Yeah, Trafari and Innes run the same paint schemes, so...
Spencer Owens in as well, Zishan Duera's in.
So, green flag pit stops have started already.
Some may call you a psycho. I mean, psychic, I'm sorry.
You were right the first time.
Why not both?
Halloween is coming up.
So here comes the 14 of Darling's he's just making closer acquaintances with that apron.
So Halloween is only a month and a half away, you know. So
it's amazing to think, especially after the 75 days in April we had to endure. This year is coming to a close rapidly now.
And what else is coming to a close rapidly is this race. We've only got 20 laps left in this one, and still, just like we do every week, we have no idea who's going to win this one, do we, Frank?
Nope, not a clue. that's the fun of super speedway racing. It could be anyone that's still on the track right now, especially up in this front group. It could be the last guy you think. And, I mean, of course, you would want to think a guy like Falkingham or Warren or Worrell. But, I mean, it could be...
Anybody.
Just close your eyes and throw a dart at the screen. Just whatever name it lands on.
Don't throw a dart at your screen. You'll end up paying for it.
Well, okay. Throw a stick with tape on the end of it.
You'll still be paying for it. You know how delicate these old LED screens are these days.
If your LED screen is so delicate it can't fiddle with a little bit of tape, then you have a problem with what you buy.
Hey, it wouldn't surprise me. Brody Smith is about to go and knock down here, Frank.
Yeah, he's going to get it back, though. His green flag stops are going to cycle out. Here they come. Wow, Worrell's coming in hot. He might get a penalty.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get a penalty. He hit the cone.
Yeah, he is. Well, he came in red hot. Did that 6 of Worrell.
Yeah, so Worrell going to be hit with a penalty here, unfortunately. And he knows it because I can tell by the behaviour he's going through his pit stalls. And he overshoots his pit stall to boot, so...
Jared Darling now left with the lead of this race. Got Greg McConey out there with him, GT Park. C84 of Will Klein is out there as well. Klein ducks to the inside lane. I'm assuming they're coming in right here. Yes, they are.
And everybody keeping it clean. Look at McConey! Whoa!
And Park in the grass as well.
Park's going to get a penalty for that one, unfortunately. Is Worrell still in his box? James Lowe getting hit with a penalty as well, it looks like.
That's not good. There's both of the teammates there, as that leaves the lead to Gene Cato, who I think is the only one that hasn't made a stop yet.
He is not, as we're waiting for him to come down to pit road, as James Lowe finally makes his way out of pit road.
I think when this cycles out, it's going to be Falkingham leading this race, with the 04 of Mark Mann behind him. We pick this up. There's Connor Trafari's coming back out, passing all these lead cars now.
There goes Falkingham. Wow, what a return to the front there for Falkingham. And I believe he's got... Was that Trafari or is that...
Yeah, that's Mann and Trafari he has behind him, and Klein's not going to stand too much of a test here. Look at that 90, by the way. We haven't mentioned this man at all tonight. Nicholas Wing, he did have a disconnect problem, so that is not for position for the 90. But still, Nicholas Wing having a nice run in that old Elliott Sadler throwback, the Motorcraft Ford.
Yeah, he's 17 laps down, unfortunately, as Greg McConey takes over the lead. And look at the lead McConey's got after his pit stop. He only took 2 tyres. And that's given him a huge lead, but the only problem is, well, he's going to need to get some drafting help off James Lowe, who's right in front of him. Otherwise, he's going to find himself in big trouble here.
Yeah, no, it's that lead, even with that little bit of drafting help, he's not going to stand a chance against this 7-car pack that's forming behind him, led by Falkingham.
Well, the gap is 3 seconds. Watch for that lead to get quickly eradicated as here comes Will Klein to the outside in that number 84 machine. And this is the highest we've seen Will Klein up the field so far tonight, save for Mark Mann, who's up in P6. James Cato up to P7.
Yeah, Klein was one of those guys that was sitting there in the back, like in that mid-pack, just off the leaders, just kind of riding around. Mark Mann was in that group as well. And now with the green flag pit stop cycling everything out, we've got 15 laps to go, 14 when McConey hits the line. It's go time is essentially all that needs to be said here.
Scott Warren taking over the lead of that pack now with Cody Smith right behind him. Will Klein going to fall back to P4. They have got the lead down to on McConey. McConey's lead is down to 3.2 seconds. It's not going down as quickly as they thought it would do. As McConey now has the draft to James Lowe. and is staying right with him right there.
Yeah, that's his only chance right now. He knows that he cannot pass that number 99 of James Lowe. Even still, though, yeah, that'll help a little bit. But McConey knows that his only hope of staying out in front of this and having to fend these guys off for the shortest amount of time possible is to stay behind that healthy 99 and just kind of push him along.
As the second pack, they're still fighting amongst themselves here to be at the head of that pack, and that might be the other thing that's not helping them there, as they lose time going across the line there. So this chasing pack really struggling to catch Greg McConey, and McConey using that advantage there with the draft, and now Anthony's going to join in, or maybe no, Anthony does not want to work with him at the moment for some reason.
I don't know if Anthony might have a little bit of damage, just couldn't latch on to this group. But when these guys all came out of pit lane, these guys were all just a bunch of single and double car stragglers. Those single and double car stragglers have now formed into the word that you use, which is a pack right now. And they're fighting amongst themselves. That is not helping them at all.
Gap now down to 2.4 seconds between McConey and Cody Smith is holding on to second place now. We are at 12 laps to go here at Daytona. And these guys that are in the chasing pack there, they need to get something figured out here, otherwise they are not going to catch Greg McConey. And McConey finally has, well, he's kind of in a bit of a lap car sandwich right now.
I would be fuming right now at Michael Anthony, who's continuing to duck out, trying to pass, disrupting the line. That's going to hurt McConey more than anything else right now, as this pack is starting to bear down on them. You saw them gain 6/10 last time around. Let's see how much they get here.
Yeah, Anthony really not helping out much at all, as he's still on the outside of James Lowe.
1.8.
And McConey going to opt to go with Anthony here, and he's taking himself out of the draft here, Frank. This is going to hurt him.
Yeah, no, that was 100% foolish from both Anthony and McConey. I mean, McConey and Lowe were doing everything perfectly, and then Anthony came in trying to fight with them, and it just, now here comes the pack.
Gets back in line, but I think it's too little too late here now, as here comes Falkingham, Darling, Warren, Smith, Marcus Adams in this pack as well, Will Klein, Mark Mann, James Cato. I think even Joe Francis is in this little pack as well, as there they come through the trial towards turn 1, and 10 laps to go, and we have a race on our hands again.
Yeah, something tells me we're going to see a caution, though. That's usually how these things work. There's going to be a caution late, and here they are. The pack is here, and McConey is not going to stand a chance against a bunch of charging bulls right now.
Yeah, as James Lowe, I believe, happy to be behind McConey at the moment because he's still on the lead lap. Should there be a caution, he won't need the lucky dog. But here comes McConey now, right in front of Cody Smith now. This could help him out now. Smith not going to help him though, as they come through the tri-oval. 3 wide as they come across the line.
Yeah, that's 3 wide with lappers on the inside lane. And of course, Lowe wants to be where he is. But look at Warren take that inside lane. He's going to go with the push of the 14 of Darling right up to the lead. And this grit and determination the 17 has shown is paying off in a big way.
And Greg McConey has already fallen back to P6 now as they come down the backstretch. McConey just forcing his way back in line there.
And that's kind of what you have to do at some point. Is Klein nice enough to back off here as late in this race as it is? Oh boy, is this Marcus Adams on the inside lane behind the 8 and the 99. Now the 8 and the 99 are not for position. The positions are on the outside lane, and there goes Darling right to the inside for the lead.
Yeah, we do have a race on our hands now. 8 laps to go. We're going to come to 7 laps to go once we get back to the line, but we're coming out of turn 2 now with Darling and Warren battling out at the front now for the race win here. They're coming up on Chris Morrell, who's recovering, still trying to recover from that penalty he had in...
Oh, there they go!
There they go! Big one to end the race off here tonight at Daytona, and everybody's involved.
Boy, that started with Falkingham and Darling. And you knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time. And there it was. Darling might have gotten a poke that sent him wide. Might have gotten a poke from Adams. Klein just about made it through. The 3 of James Cato just about made it through.
Oh no, it was contact between Cody Smith and Jared Darling that started that. And a lot of unfortunate cars involved there. Cody Smith getting a big piece of it. Jared Darling getting a piece of it. GT Park made it through. It looks like James Cato might have caught a big piece of it as well. Mark Mann getting away with it. Great job for him.
Yeah, he took to the grass here. 99, 31, 7, 12. 84, 14, 3. I think the 50 of Joe Francis might have just missed this.
You see Will Klein there, damage on pit road. We're going to go back live again as we're looking at Will Klein there in pit road with a severely damaged car. Gene Cato did not get in that one.
James Cato.
Yeah, James Cato was involved in a big way. He had to tow as well. He's just... no, he didn't have to tow.
Nicholas Wing gave Joe Francis a little bit of a bump on the back end of that.
Joe Francis up to third now. I mean...
He doesn't have much damage to the back end of that car from what I could see. Oh, and then down comes the 7 of Smith and hits him.
Yeah.
It's like Connor Trafari may have just gotten away with it as well.
So your top 10 now looking like this. Scott Warren is your leader. Second place is Mark Mann after just barely getting through that one. Joe Francis up to third. Brandon Wilson up to P4. Fifth is back up to fifth place now is Brody Smith after getting caught up in the second caution here tonight. GT Park is in P6. Aaron Tribble in P7. He just keeps coming back, isn't he, the 86?
Yeah, he is.
He gets through all sorts of trouble and he just keeps coming back. Zaysha Dora in P8. Good result for him if he stays there. Gene Cato in P9 and Jesse Cottrell up to P10 now.
I don't think we have the same timing and scoring up.
Why?
Because I'm seeing Warren, Mann, Francis, Wilson, Falkingham, Smith, Cato, Adams, Park, and Tribble, the top 10.
Are you using the iRacing timing and scoring?
Yes, I am.
Well, then, there's your answer.
Well, there we go.
See? I'm not always right, but when I do.
See, all problems can be solved by realizing you're stupid. As we have a line of cars coming into pit lane, I believe that's the 33.
Yeah, Gene Cato coming down pit road.
Leading him down.
Zach Bowman coming down pit road as well, but he's a lap down.
68's in as well, the 40, the 9.
Yeah. All of these guys caught up in wrecks at some point tonight. Zach Bowman, though, yeah, he was caught up in the second caution, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Mark Mann... Oh, as the lights are off on the pace car. And this is a good opportunity for Mark Mann. Kind of had it taken away from him last week. After... Well, he got off to a decent enough start and then just got absolutely destroyed early on. It looked like he had a competitive car last week. Let's see how he can handle it this time, though. Starting on second place on that outside line. Now, this is an interesting thing. The drivers... we've not seen anybody restart on that outside line yet tonight here, Frank.
Yeah, no, it's... And just think, you were talking about Mark Mann being up here in position, but just think of what this caution has done. It's given guys an opportunity back. It's given Brody Smith his opportunity back. It's given Chris Worrell, actually Worrell's a lap down, pardon me, so it's not going to give him, it's going to give him his opportunity to push somebody to the win back, a teammate maybe. Falcon is back up here now after that incident. So, and that man is also going to have to fight the tenacity that is Scott Warren down on the inside lane. So this is going to be wild. I think we're going to see another wreck here.
Yeah, going to be starting with 4 laps to go. The pace truck will make the left turn onto pit road. A lot of people jumping down to the apron for some reason. Whether the driver's trying to get back in line, but we are green once again. Scott Warren going to lead us back to the green flag here as they come barreling towards turn 1.
The second row got a horrendous jump. I apologize, but that second row got a horrendous jump, leaving the leaders out on their own. And Brody Smith is like a man possessed in that 22. He's trying to find any way he can to get through.
He's had a fast car all season. The only problem with Brody Smith, he keeps on getting caught up in other people's problems. Can he stay out of trouble this time round as he looks to the outside of Scott Warren? Mark Mann is your leader now with Brandon Wilson in second place. And this is like I said, this is an opportunity for Mark Mann now. If he can hold them off, he might finally get a good result out of this one. As they come flying towards turn through the tribal, sorry.
Yeah, no, and without a doubt, and Wilson is also another one that's been struck with a lot of misfortune here. He's sitting in second place right now, second car on the inside lane. So he's looking for something, and the big loser out of that whole restart was GT Park. I believe he started 4th. He's down now to what is that, 12th?
P10.
Yeah, so he was the big loser in this restart.
Yeah, they're making their way down the backstretch now. We will see the popsicle sticks out this time by when they cross the line. So it's coming down to another exciting finish here. Who is going to come out on top of this one? Mark Mann and Scott Warren currently battling out for the lead at the moment. But as we've seen in the past, a lot of things can change here.
Yeah, we've seen it in the past here. The top 7 right now could very well not be the top 7 at all when the checkered flag comes out.
Yeah, as they come through turn 2, can they make it back to the white flag here? As that is Anthony. They've just put another lap on. He's 7 laps down now. He was caught up in a big way in that incident, as well as James Lowe. I remember those guys were trying to, Lowe was trying to help McConey. Anthony wasn't, but they both got caught up in it regardless. As we come round turn 4 now, and they will come to the white flag here. Everybody just looking for every bit of space they can get now, Frank. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go.
And look who's in this with a shout now. It's Jason Kinzer. We've seen him falling to the back on every restart so far. He's up at the front now trying to take this race.
Out of turn 2 now, it's getting very close, and Scott Warren's involved, Brody Smith is involved, and look, just like we usually have on the final lap, a lot of cars involved, and that's left Mark Mann and Brandon Wilson battling out for the race win here. Frank, bring us to the line.
Yeah, that wreck in the back there is still happening, but it's a one-on-one duel right now between Mark Mann and Brandon Wilson. Wilson will go to the outside. Mann pulls him to the outside, trying to fend him off. There goes Mann sliding on the apron. It's going to be Brandon Wilson winning here at Daytona. What a finish.
Another great finish here for everybody involved. Brandon Wilson bringing home the race win. Mark Mann was just that close, just got a bit loose out of turn 4. And Zayshan Dura taking away 3rd place ahead of Marcus Adams. And Aaron Tribble, after everything he's been through tonight, coming away with the top 5. That's a pretty well-deserved result. And Greg McConey, after everything he's been through as well, coming home in P6. But the night belongs to this man. Brandon Wilson is your race winner here. And couldn't have gone to a better person here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I mentioned just before that restart, he's another one that's been caught up in a lot of people's incidences and just had a lot of trouble this season. So good for him to get the monkey off his back. But where in the world did Shaw Dwera come from?
Your guess is as good as mine.
We're going to have to watch that last wreck on replay a couple times. But my goodness, what again? iRacing East Superspeedway Series delivers with a great finish.
Absolutely, and we're going to go straight to the interviews right now as we are going to speak to Brandon Wilson if we can find him. He's around here somewhere. And oh, there he is up in Overtake Motorsports. So let's take it. Let's bring him down to the booth. And Frank, I believe you got Brandon Wilson with you right now.
I do. Brandon Wilson, what a race tonight. What a finish. After a lot of issues over the last couple of races, you finally pull one out.
Yeah, man, it was pretty crazy. This track being bumpy and everything, man, was just something different. But it was nuts out here.
Yeah, what was it like? Now, these cars did not race on this pavement of track. What was it like to handle these cars over the bumps?
Well, the best spot to be would be down on the bottom in the low lane, because when you go into these turns, the splitter hits the ground so hard it just slows down your momentum up high. So you almost have to ride literally in the middle between the top lane and the bottom lane, and that's kind of hard to do.
Now, we've seen it time and time again. Did you feel more confident that you were in second place behind Markman so you can get the slingshot move? Or what was your feeling about the position that you were in?
Well, I was going to stay behind the 04 because I was pretty much stuck down there because Brody was pushing someone else up top there, I think the 17. And I knew I couldn't get up there, so I was going to stay behind him. And when I seen the wreck there on top of me, I just thought I was about to be in it. And I was just going to stay down, dedicated down at the bottom line, but I just took it.
So going into, I believe, Sam, you said it was Talladega in the Cup cars next week?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So going into Talladega, you've continued the string. And for you, next week, unfortunately, it's a pretty bad string of a new winner every single week. Your thoughts going into Talladega?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't have to push as hard now since we won, but I still would like to get a win. It'd be nice. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I love Talladega. That's my favorite track. I'm not really a fan of Daytona.
And anyone you want to thank before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, I want to thank Jason. He puts on a good league, Butt Kicker, and McConey Motorsports. It's awesome. And Plan B sales too. We couldn't do this without them.
All right, there's your winner tonight here, Brandon Wilson. Congratulations, bud.
Thanks, man.
So that was our race winner, Mr. Brandon Wilson. We're going to go straight to the second place man. No pun intended. Mark Mann coming up to the booth now. Mark Mann, Sam in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, so I'm here, sir.
Started P27, coming home with the second place. Got to be happy with that one here tonight.
With that, especially after the last couple of weeks, I've had some bad runs here, and then a couple of weeks ago, I had a win. I couldn't really capitalize on that the following two races, so I'm glad to get P2. I saw everybody wrecking behind me, and I thought, oh my gosh, I got clean air in front of me, and I saw Brandon had a run, and I tried to block a little, but I didn't really want to run him up to the wall, and we met a little bit, but we had time to meet, so yeah, I'm happy with P2. Congratulations to Brandon on the win.
Yeah, and it was very close between you and Brandon at the line there. It looked like you got a bit loose coming out of turn 4. If you had not have got loose, do you reckon you might have had it there?
We touched a little, so I don't think so. I think he had a good enough run and side drafted me nice in the quarter panel that he had it no matter what. So just wanted to keep it clean. That coming out of turn 4, I think everybody had problems all race long, trying to counter steer right just to keep the car from not sliding down onto the entrance of pit road.
Yeah, I mean, turn 4 caught a lot of people out here tonight. Obviously, there's that horrible bump through turn 4, which does catch a lot of people out, but there were a lot of wrecks here tonight. How difficult was it trying to negotiate your way through them?
You know what? My plan coming in was I wasn't going to qualify. I was going to start in the back. I was going to stay in the back. I knew these cars are fast enough in the draft. As long as I didn't get behind any wreck cars, I was going to be able to stay in the draft. And I knew there was going to be cautions because I've raced 08 plenty. And so with about 15-10 to go was my plan to just send it and see what happened. And thankfully there I saw everybody wrecking. And, I feel bad for those guys, but got me a second place, so I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. Looking ahead to next week, though, we are back in the Cup cars again as we head to Talladega. Do you reckon you can go one better there?
I always do. I always feel like I do pretty well at Daga. We'll be 3 wide the entire race, so it's just about keeping out of trouble and avoiding the big wrecks early there. But it's going to be fast. It's going to be fun. I'm sure they're going to have it. Track temps way up, which I like. So pits are going to be crucial next week.
All right. And before I let you go and celebrate, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank the league and Plan B Sales, the sponsors, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, Midwest Motor Customs, my friend and colleague Mara Clark for watching all the races, all the fans and friends at home, ESBN for broadcasting the race. You guys do an awesome job, and all of the boys at Alliance Motorsports. And congratulations again to Brandon, and good job for podium for C-Sean.
All right. Man finishing in second place in the 0-4, back to Blue Machine.
I just want to say, I'm sorry. I just want to say, today's 9/11, and I live in upstate New York, so it's hit especially home. 9/11 did. Everybody knew somebody who knew somebody, so I want to remember all the people who lost their lives and the heroes, first responders on that day 19 years ago today.
All right. Good words there from yourself. Mark Mann in the number 0-4 coming up in second place. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Dega. Thanks,
Sam.
That was Mark Mann coming home in second place. Joining us in the booth now is Zay Shandora in the GSR number 10 Chevrolet, I believe. Frank, you have him right there now?
Yes, I do. Zashawn, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Third place finish. First thing I said when I saw you come up in P3 is, where the heck did he come from? You were in the middle of the pack pretty much the entire race. How did you get through that final wreck?
I just stayed on the bottom. I saw him get squirrely. I kind of got a bad restart there, and I've been shafted by going to the top in that situation a few times. So I just stayed to the bottom. I think I was like 11th, and they all just wrecked. I just went low to miss them.
Well, you certainly learned from past mistakes, without a doubt. What was it like running on this track here tonight with so many bumps that you're not used to running with when you come to Daytona in these cars? How did it feel out there tonight?
It was so much fun. The track is really bad, bump-wise, like you said. The worst place was definitely off of 4 on the bottom. I was talking to Brandon in the waiting room. We both took tires every time we had a chance, just because we were worried about that one bump up of 4. But it was interesting. I got doored a few times, but overall it was a fun experience, and I hope this gets added to the schedule every season.
Now, going into Talladega next week in the Cup cars, so you're going back to familiarity with the Cup cars to Talladega, wider track. How do you like your odds there?
I mean, decent. I usually don't run up front. I could if I want to, but I feel like every time I go up there, I get wrecked. So I'm just going to run probably where I usually do, back of the lead pack, and hopefully pounce and not make any mistakes.
And we certainly hope for that as well. Anyone you want to thank before we let you go here tonight?
My GSR guys, our JD affiliates, Brody, Nick, and just Jason for putting on a great league, as well as Plan B Sales, iRacing, iFlag, Butt Kicker, Midwest Motor Customs, and Billy Up Sports.
All right. Your third place finisher tonight, Zashawn Duera. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you, buddy.
So that was Zishan Durek joining us in the booth there. Frank, another wild finish here at Daytona in the iRacing E-Series, but the crucial thing, they didn't have green-white checkers this time.
Yeah, no, this one was another very good race, as we've come to expect on Friday nights here. So I cannot wait for next week at Talladega. These guys put on a great show every single week, and coming to this bump-filled Daytona Superspeedway, it was definitely a great show.
Absolutely fantastic racing here again with the iRacing E-Series. Well, let's go through the results then before we get out of here. And coming home with the win for tonight in the 501 was Brandon Wilson. Right behind him, though, was Mark Mann in second place, very close to his first race win, but has to wait, just has to hold it off just 1 week longer when we go to Talladega. Zeshandora getting through the wreck there, coming home in third place, and fourth place going to Marcus Adams. Fifth place, Aaron Tribble. He's been through the wars here tonight, but still gets credited with a top 5. And Greg McConey coming up in P6. I think that's his best result of the season. Connor Trafari, winner of round 1. He's in P7. GT Park in P8. P9 going to Daniel Fogging. P10 going to Cody Smith. Joe Francis, Scott Warren, Brody Smith, Jason Kinzer, James Cato, Jesse Cottrell, Jared Darling, Zach Bowman, Chris Worrell. What a disappointment he had here tonight with the penalty. And Gene Cato round out your top 20, Frank.
Yeah, Elijah Ennis coming home in 21st. Gene Worley, Gavin Hibbs, Will Klein. We saw him up towards the front towards the end of this race. Unfortunately, not able to hang up there. And Michael Anthony round out the top 25. 26 through 30 will go to James Lowe, Jason Papp, Nicholas Wing, Spencer Owens, and Brad Bothwell. And to round out the field, 31 to 35 will be John LeBombard, Dan Heisey, Shane Paul, Tyrrell Baker, and Kyle Smalley, who did not start the race.
Unfortunately, he did not. Had a tough time here tonight, but that is going to do it for us here tonight. Unfortunately, we would be ending the broadcast under happier circumstances, but of course, this is a day of remembrance as we remember the lives lost in New York 19 years ago. And today, we're going to leave you with more remembrance here as, again, we pay tribute to those who lost their lives in Manhattan on the 11th of September, 2001. Have a good night.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear